In this episode, I sit with two brave mothers, Clotia and Kendra, who knows the pain of losing a child. We'll be speaking about what it feels like to carry this grief every day and also what healing, if that even exists, looks like from where we stand. This is going to be an emotional and honest conversation. I will let them introduce themselves and also tell us a little bit about themselves and also about their children, which is Kyle and Chloe.
Okay, Kyle, my firstborn, very special child, a lot of personality, charismatic, very loved, very caring, very caring. I remember carrying him. I always prayed that he would be a blessing to the world. I didn't know what I was asking for, um, and just very caring, very empathetic, very family oriented. Loved his family, loved school, loved basketball. So he was he finished his sophomore year at Penn Station Ango in Pennsylvania. Played on a basketball team. Played throughout high school, middle school. Started like three. Did AAU. Was very much into basketball. Um, and he was home for the summer. And it was his birthday, and his summer schedule was he was really busy this particular summer. Like he's always doing something, but this summer he was extra busy. He was going to transfer to Cleveland State, so he was working out with the Cleveland State basketball team, and he did that from like 7 to 12, and then he worked with Cleveland schools with the after school program, teaching kids how to play basketball in an elementary school from like 12 to 3:30. 12:30 to 3:30. And then he worked with the city, with the mayor's initiative, Midnight Basketball, and it was to kind of keep youth off the street, and reduce violence in the city of Cleveland. So he worked with that, at a court outside on the west side of Cleveland, um, with the teams, different leagues he played, he refereed, he organized the games. He was working with the director with that, and he was there from like 5 to 9. So this was his schedule, pretty much 5 days a week. And he would come home, of course, eat, go to bed. He was tired. And I just remember that summer saying, "Hey, don't forget to get rest. You like moving and grooving." He had his own business also. He had his own sneaker business. And that was also his love. He called it Killer Kicks. And he sold with the Kyle, but made, put his little spin on it. And he bought and sold tennis shoes. So he did that as well. And that summer, so he would do that some evenings too. Like people would order tennis shoes and he would deliver them or ship them, whatever the case. So he wanted to open up a sneaker store, Mother's Day of 2025. That's also the year he would have been graduating college. So um he wanted to do that. So, and it was also kind of a homage to a cousin that we had who had a sneaker store and was murdered right outside of his sneaker store on Mother's Day in front of his mom. So Kaya wore him across his necklace, and this was kind of like a tribute to him as well, kind of to do the business and keep it going. And they worked together a lot. So he was talking to me about he was going to go out for his birthday, and I thought, great, do something fun for yourself. You deserve it. Good kid, never put himself in harm's way, never. Um, I trusted his judgment on places to go. He wasn't one who would hang out where he shouldn't be. Um, and so he decided to go to a block party, and he and his friend, he went with one friend, and two didn't make it there, but they were going, but got caught up and didn't make it there. But they had a pact whenever they were anywhere, if it looked like any trouble, just go to the car and we leave. We meet at the car and we leave. Because he played basketball in different places throughout the city. He's like, these guys argue, everybody carries a gun. As soon as they get in an argument, they're so quick to, pull out a gun. So he was just saying, we just had a pact. When we're at the court, something happened, we're in the gym, people start arguing, we to the car, we meet at the car and we leave. So that night, I, my daughter FaceTimed and told him happy birthday. at like midnight. Then I FaceTime and told him happy birthday. He kind of like scanned the party, like, "Mom, look at this. Everybody just hanging out, having fun, dancing, listening to music." And he was laughing, and I was saying, I love you," and doing all of that. So about an hour later, his friend calls um and said, and he had my number because I had called the friend the day before, because I picked him up to take him to Kyle's job with the midnight basketball so he could watch the boys play, because I was going to. And he said, "Can you pick up my friend and take him to send me his number?" And I said, "Sure." So we went and watched, the midnight basketball championship or whatever. So that's how his friend had my number, because I had called him the day before. So the night they were out, he called me and said Kyle has been shot. And so I just remember jumping up, and I really, how you don't sleep until your kids are really home. So I jumped up in a house dress looking like Florida Evans. It was like a Florida Evans house dress. Just jumped, told Maya, my daughter, I told her call her dad, and we jumped in the car because I had his location. I knew exactly where he was going. He told me where he was going to park the car, everything. So we went to the scene, and he was there. By that time, he was in the ambulance. But what concerned me was um, his friend was saying, "Come on, KJ, fight." So I was like, "Is that serious? Like, you telling them to fight? Like, is that, like, what?" Because nothing in my mind said this, like, was going to be something that took his life. Like, I'm like, this is going to be a testimony, but not like his life. So when he was saying, "Come on, KJ, you got to fight," I was like, wait a minute. So that sent a different thing through my body. So I got there, and I was able to see him in the ambulance. And
It's okay.
I
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
just saw his arm drop
Mm.
through the window when they were holding it. And
Mhm.
I just remember laying my hand on the window saying, "You will live and not die." And
Mm-mm-mm.
so I was concerned, but still not concerned to the level of
Right, right.
he's not living. And so they shut the thing on me, so I couldn't see. And the police were saying, "Back up." And I was like, "My son is in there. I'm not backing up. I'm not backing up." So they were like, "We're about to pull off." And I followed the ambulance, and we got to the hospital, and um there were 3 other kids who came in who had been shot through the ambulance, or people bringing them. And there's a bunch of kids started coming, and I was just hearing them talk about what happened. And they were like, we could hear, oh, girls got into an altercation, and then people just came, and just shots were everywhere. So we were just sitting listening. So I was just going through my mind, okay, worst case scenario, he's colostomy bag, maybe. Worst case, friends start coming to cover me, and then they called the parents up, like to like say he was at surgery, and they called the parents up, and we went to the room, and I went to the bathroom. I remember going to the bathroom, and it wasn't but a minute that I was out in the lobby, and they called us. They came out and talked to us, and had told me to describe my son, and she said we couldn't save him. The worst ever. Um, and I just remember thinking, like, what, like, say that, like, what are you saying? Like, what do you mean? What are you saying? Um, and she was saying we couldn't save him. And it was, I don't know, that feeling is indescribable. I think you have a myriad of emotions because everything was so quick. Um, in hindsight, it was quick, but sitting there waiting for them to call us to the room, it felt like forever. But or call us up to tell us something, it felt like forever. But like, just so much went through my body, and I really felt like really jumping off the rail of the floor of the hospital through the window to the parking lot. I really did. I really did. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't imagine that I was about to leave there with like my son is not coming with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was several kids who were wounded, but and shot, but he was the only one to pass away. But I remember thinking, leaving there, just talking to guy out loud on the sidewalk, like, I'm a little upset with you. Just I'm a little bit upset. And I just remember God saying, "You're the mother who can handle this, and you're gonna make good on this."
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember thinking, then you must be about to help a sister, because this, I don't even know how I'm gonna survive from this.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember longing to see my mom. She was out of town, and my dad at the time, because I had a brother who passed. And I just remember just to see them will be a little bit of hope. Like I could do this, because I promise you, I had no idea how I was going to walk away and live through that, not bringing my son home.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, yeah, that's hard. I feel like I'm reliving stuff.
Mhm.
Okay, Clothia, you want to go?
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
So
Kendra.
yes,
Yeah.
you did good. You did good. I'm Clotia. I am a mother of four. I would say mother of four. They say don't say three. Mother of four.
That's right. That's right.
It's okay. We got you. We got you. We're here with you.
Mhm.
Yeah, breathe through it. Mhm.
Mother of four.
Yes, ma'am, you are. Mm-mm.
So I'm a teacher and my other three kids are adults. Adults, Lord have mercy. That's what the calendars say. I don't know sometimes. And Chloe was my youngest. Chloe was 15.
Mhm.
And Chloe was really inquisitive. She was a different kind of kid. She was very wise for her years. I remember her I think she was going to a new school in sixth grade. And I said, Chloe, are you concerned about like not having friends? I was concerned. She was like, Ma, as long as I'm my own friend, that's all that matters. I'm like, oh, shut me up.
I know, right?
So she was very just her own kind of person. And I love that about her. Um she loves school. She was teaching herself Japanese. I told her, when you graduate from high school, I'm gonna take you to Japan and learn the piano. She loved photography. Um at her homegoing, we had pictures that she had taken. Like I had asked her to send me pictures one time, a picture she had taken, and she sent me pictures and said, "No, Chloe, pictures that you took." She's like, "Ma, I did take that." I'm like, "You did?" I'm like, "Girl, you good." So, like, you are so good. So she would not miss a photo op. She was so good. So she turned 15, October 27th. We have birthday the same month, November 1st. She called me and said, Ma, she texted me like, Ma, I gotta come home. I got a headache. These lights are too bright. And I'm like, whenever Chloe said she wanted to come home or something was hurting, it was hurting because she loved school. Now she thrived in virtual school, but she could not stand it. So I went and picked her up. She had thrown up. She said she had a headache, took her to emergency. They're like, we just see her sodium levels are low. No, took her to emergency. They're like, we can't find anything. Took her to the doctor. He had given her something for nausea, headache, because she was having headaches and she was nauseated. Brought her back. Then she had taken some medicine that Friday. I text her and she called me because I teach right like maybe 6 minutes away. She said, Ma, I feel like I've been drugged. I'm like, well, what's going on? So she had taken some ibuprofen. She had stopped taking the other stuff. and took her to emergency. She was just lethargic. Just like kind of like I had to like, and Chloe is like very long and lean. So I had to walk her into the hospital. Um, then they're like, well, her sodium levels are low. We're going to keep her. I'm like, okay, sodium levels low. Okay, that's interesting. Took her to the hospital. We were there for 12 days the first time. And they just ran all kind of tests, spinal tap, MRI, CAT scan, heart, this. They had every kind of doctor, like the kidney doctor, the neurologist, because they thought it was maybe it was lupus. And her symptoms were she would get headaches, she would have fever, and that was basically it. So I would meet with the doctors in the morning meetings so I can know what they were talking about. And it was like a team of 6 or 7 doctors, the oncologists, nephrologists, rheumatology, pediatrics, neurology, so many doctors. I'm like, what is going on? And so they're like, we're running tests. When they gave her IV, because she had never been in a hospital before. She's like, is this staying in? I was like, yeah, baby, I have to stay in. I'm sorry. So she had IVs, everything, right? They gave her steroids finally, and it seemed to work. They sent us home. We made it through Thanksgiving. I had a speaking engagement, and I texted her like, "Hey, Chloe, just take your medicine by the side of your bed. I'll be back." Got back, she was asleep, which means that she has slept like all night, all through the day. She would wake up in the middle of the night and just kind of be like looking around. "Chloe, you got to use the bathroom," because I would sleep in her room on her floor. Well, yeah. Well, no. I'm like, okay. So she was just very discombobulated. Took her back to see her rheumatologist. And she said something don't look right. I'm like, I know she slept all day the day before. My daughter, who's a nurse, is like, Mom, something is off. Took her back. They're like, we want to put her in ICU. And I'm like, ICU? Like, what is for what? They're like, no, just to keep an eye on her. Because in ICU, they're coming more frequently. They ran all these tests again, another spinal tap, MRI, CAT scan, all these tests, put her in machines. This time that she had what is this? Yeah, IV here, something to monitor her blood pressure here, another IV here, tubes everywhere, right? Now that she was scared. They were bringing in physical therapists, all kind of therapists. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be good. They found a mass on her brain, right in between the right and the left, and it was a little mass there. So I said, well, Chloe, we're gonna pray and believe God that He's gonna heal that mass on your brain. So still doing more tests. They came back and said, we found something called Naegleria, which is Naegleria fujuri, I think, but it's a brain-eating parasite, right? So they're like, well, her brain don't look like that, but if we're gonna treat it, we gotta treat it right away. So they gave her steroids, antibiotics. You really get this in like pond water, which we have pond water in the back of our house, but they're like, have she ever played it? And I'm like, no. They're like, have you been near? I'm like, no, we went to Florida in August. So that's all I know. So they did all of that. It worked a little bit. Took a CAT scan of her brain again. There was no mass. And so I said, Chloe, guess what? God healed the mass on your brain. And she looked to the right. She looked to the left. She looked at me. I said, yeah. So I'm like, okay, God is in control. He healed this mass. It's just a matter of time. Meanwhile, with all these tests, you have to get dyed because they were doing her eyes. So she was seeing the ophthalmologist and everybody. They were sending reports to their friends in other countries like, can you help us make sense of this? Because that hospital, Cleveland Clinic, is a research hospital. So they were just stumped and they would just come in the room. They're like, we don't understand. You're so kind to us. Parents want answers. Like, why are you not angry? I'm like, if you had answers, you would give them to me.
Mhm.
If you had answers, you would tell me, right? So we just gonna keep looking. Came back, they were sitting her up, and she didn't want to move her neck. So then they came back, Mom, we found it is meningitis. Okay, we're gonna give her antibiotics. We're like, okay. And I guess maybe in your heart, like, okay, right? So I think the 14th, she coded. They had taken a biopsy, just trying to rule out lupus, trying to rule out things. They were just ruling out. Couldn't really come up with anything. She was in there and she had the best nurses. And it was this commotion behind the curtain. I'm like, what is going on? Now go figure. My hairdresser, who was my hairdresser when I was in my 20s, was the secretary. She came in the room and I'm like, it's not good, is it? She said no. So her Chloe's godmother was there. We were praying. She took us out the room. She was gone for about 7 or 9 minutes. She came back. She was on the ventilator, feeding tubes, still all the tubes. They're like, we can do one more procedure. We could put this apparatus in her neck, but she has to be able to be laid down and her blood pressure has to go. Now, by this time, the bag that was for her urine, it was like red. It went from orange to red. I knew it wasn't good. Her skin was changing colors. She just was not barely breathing on her own. And I said, I gotta pray. So I said, Lord, what do you want me to do? I don't know. What do you want me to do? He said, you have to let her go. So I said, okay.
Mm.
I told the doctors, I said, I have to let her go. And they're like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, like that's what God said. I'm like, parents don't make these kind of choices. They're like, no, parents want to keep their kids around. That's so selfless. I'm like, she is suffering. So called people up. It was the most beautiful thing. I said, go over there. They came to me. I said, go over there and talk to Chloe. Go, because she can hear you. Go pray with Chloe, talk to Chloe, tell her this stuff, all of that. People were coming and saying goodbye. The other nurses came down and they were saying, oh, Chloe, we love you, and things like that. So they were saying goodbye to her. So then so we said 5 o'clock. And like I had girlfriends that were coming to visit. They didn't know that they were coming like during that time. And so it got to be really kind of bad. And my daughter, who's a nurse, said, Ma, I didn't want to tell you, but she was suffering. So I said, well, and the doctor appeared in the door and she had a look on her face. I said, well, we can do 3:30 then. We can do 3:30. So I left out the room because I couldn't stand for them to like take the tube out. Like they still had the ventilator tube, so he took that out. I said, just take her off everything. I said, if God wants her to be here, he gonna do a miracle. We gonna celebrate either way because she either coming home with me or she going home with him. So the doctor came in and she just had this look on her face because we couldn't figure it out. And she was kneeling right there, and I'll never forget it. She was looking up at me, and I said, you are just a practicing physician. There is a great physician. And if he would have wanted you to know what was wrong with my baby, he would have told you. This is between Chloe and God now. And so the doctors were just hugging me because I released them from feeling guilty. And I'm like, God is greater than you. And if he wanted Chloe here, he would have told you what was wrong with her. So they took her off everything. And my aunt was like, please just don't let her be in pain. And all of the church people was like, oh, you have to have faith. But I knew, I'm like, she came from my body. I know that she's not coming back to me. So I pulled my aunt outside and I said, here's the deal. Please start planning her homegoing. I don't want to do that. Her favorite color was green. She wasn't about to be wearing no dress. Get her a green jogging suit. She gonna have a casket. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be a celebration. She was like, are you sure? I said, yeah, I know that she's not. They pulled everything. Breathed probably like 6 times. And I got to charge this. She probably breathed 6 times. And that was it. And I've never seen anybody transition. They said, you don't want to see that. And it was like this rattling, and she took her breath. And I thought that was it, that she took one more breath. And she was surrounded by people who loved her. And and I was able to bathe her. Like the nurse put on her favorite kind of music. And I was able to bathe her and tell her how much I loved her and things like that. And so that was something that when I think about gratitude, which Kendra taught me, because Kendra came. The reason why it's so important to have communities, because even though Kendra was going through her own pain, she came and sat with me in mine. And I was getting ready to clean up. She like, Chloe, don't start throwing stuff out. And she said, Chloe, I just have to practice gratitude.
Mm.
And the gratefulness that I got a chance to be with her and bathe her. And her skin was so pretty. She was so glowy. And I know that Kendra didn't get that opportunity to like be with her son in those last moments, but I got to be with her through her sickness. And I'm so grateful for that. And so we just reach for moments that we can be grateful for because Kendra and I both have resolved that this is the worst pain ever. But we have resolved to live.
Yeah.
We have resolved to live and try to just live out our purpose and things like that. And that's what keeps us going. The fact that our children are alive in a different place
Right.
and we will see them again.
Right.
But we refuse to just get in the corner, ball up, and die.
True.
We're just not going to do it. And so we hold each other accountable. We let each other cry.
Mm.
And it's nothing like having a community of other mothers who have lost their children because this pain is a different kind of pain. It ain't your boo. It ain't your daddy, ain't your mama, your sibling. When something comes out, something you birth
It's a different
dies,
it's a different feeling. Yeah.
your soul is ripped apart.
Yeah.
It's ripped
Oh,
apart.
man. Okay. So my baby girl's name is Hanaya Danae McLean. She was 23 years old. Naya was born June 23rd, 3 pounds, 4 ounces. So she was a little tiny thing. She wasn't one of those kids that they had to keep warm or like I couldn't breastfeed her or anything. She's been such a fighter. So they sent her home after a week after she was born. Sent her home. She was good. Again, a little fighter. She never had any issues with her. When I say it was the perfect baby, she really didn't cry as much. I never had any issues with her as a kid, like crying or not eating this and being picky and won't sleep. Like I said, I felt like she was my perfect little baby girl. At 2 years old, her grandma passed. And that little girl started like she scared me a little bit sometimes. She used to run to the side of the couch, look up like she's playing peekaboo, hide her face, running back, and she'd keep on going, like somebody's playing peekaboo with her. And I was like, okay. It was a little scary, but then I knew her grandmother used to play with her like that. So I just watched her do it. Um, when she got a little older, whenever she was sick, she would always say, "Hey, my grandmother came to visit me, mommy," and she would always tell me to fight. She would always tell me to fight and that she's here, she's here for me. But I didn't know what that was. I always felt like she was so intuitive, like she was an old soul, like somebody who has been here before. Because a couple of times, like when I start acting goofy in the house, she'd be like, "Mom, what's your problem? What's going on?" Of course, then she'd take out her cameras and start recording me because she said I was goofy. And we would have a laugh, or I'll talk her into doing something with me because I'm like, "Girl, you're supposed to be the daughter. You're supposed to be the kid. You're supposed to be the one acting goofy like this." But my baby was a sweetheart. She loved singing. Oh my God, her voice was beautiful. She used to be up in her bathroom. She stayed like 2 hours in the bathroom to shower, to sing in I don't know what she was doing, but when she started singing, her voice, oh my God, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. She was a sweetheart. This is she loved love. One of the things that, us as moms are very judgmental, right? She started dating somebody and I was like, "Oh my God, why would you date why would you date this person?" And she was always like, "Mom, it's not about how a person looks. It's about what's in their heart." And when she told me that, I just had to shut up because she was right. But one thing about her, very intuitive, she could feel people's energy. She wasn't a fake person. If she felt like somebody didn't like her or something, she tried to stay away from them. But she would always be the one to help the people that other people turn their backs on. I don't know how it's like when she passed, I got so many emails, so many texts, so many letters to say that Naya touched their hearts because when other people were turning their backs on them, she didn't. She reached out to people and like, "Hey, I got you. You know, I don't care what other people say, but I'm here for you. You could talk to me if you need to." She brought somebody home one time. And of course, I'm looking at the person like, "What, who are you? What, who are you and why is she bringing this person home? But to sit down with this guy and listen to his story, I started crying because I didn't know I raised a child that had a heart as big as hers and who would be able to sit and listen to people and not judge them. And that made me look at myself because you will look at somebody and start judging them from the outside and not really knowing their hearts. And she taught me so much in her short 23 years. This little girl has taught me so much. People would judge her because they never really knew her, but she was who she was. She is who she is. But my baby was a sweetheart. She looked out for people. She knew what she wanted and she knew what she didn't want. Kind-hearted. My baby at 16, I was in my room getting ready for work. I was in the military and I heard something fall in her bathroom. I went over there and that was her having a seizure. It scared me, but at the same time, I knew I had to do something. So from 16 up until 23, she was having seizures, but it was controlled. So for a year or more, she didn't have any seizures. She didn't have any seizures and she was doing well. On November 6th, she called me and said, Mom, it feels like I'm getting ready to have a seizure. And again, this has been controlled. So for months, she really wasn't having any seizures. So I said, hey, make sure you're sitting down. And is anybody in the room with you? Because she was at a job, you know, and she couldn't say anything else. That was the last thing she said. Mom, feels like I'm having a seizure. So good thing I had her location. I started trying to call people that worked with her. Wait.
It's okay.
And no one would answer. No one answered the phone. I kept on calling and say, please, somebody get her. Not one, none of her friends answered their phones. Nobody knew where she was. So I was somewhere and I had to drive almost 25 minutes with her location, trying to find out where do I call 911 to go get her. Because after that, she wasn't answering her phone, so I knew she was in full seizure.
Okay.
So I found her 25 minutes later. It's a big building with 5 or 6 floors. I ran inside and I'm asking people where's an office that people are working there at night. Nobody spoke English.
Mm.
Nobody spoke English. Nobody knew what I was talking about. So I'm running 4 or 5 floors up trying to find my baby. Trying to find I'm not GPS, trying to find where she is. One person came out of the room and said they think they knew where she was. So they opened the door. I go in. The room is as small as this, but it's cubicles. One girl is sitting right there. I rushed. I said, where's Naya? She points to the second cubicle. My daughter is sitting on a chair when I run in. And I said, somebody call 911. My daughter is just sitting there. You could tell she was trying to get her medicine. She's sitting there. And another girl is on the other cubicle. They didn't hear anything. 911 came right after me. They came in. They acted like it was nothing. I had to pull my daughter on the ground and started trying to do CPR. I had to pull her on the floor and started doing CPR. The 911 came in, they stood over her and it's like, whose turn is it to do CPR now? It's almost like they didn't care. This one lady just stood over there. You could tell she was whispering something. I was like, what are y'all doing? Please get my baby out of here. They came, they started doing CPR on her. They were taking her down the elevator. They're telling me I couldn't come in the elevator. I said, this is my baby. They said, you can't come in the elevator with me. So I had to run downstairs. So I'm calling my mom, my dad, anybody that would answer their phone just for help because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to feel. But just to see my baby sitting there the way she was and me having to do CPR and breathe into her mouth, it was hard. And honestly, this is my first I'm really talking about it like this. It was hard. It's hard to see my baby like that. So they took their time in the ambulance with her. They stayed there for so long.
And I kept on asking the guy, what's going on? Why are we still sitting here? Why are we still sitting here? One guy came and said, ma'am, just follow me. But it was almost like they were in no rush to get her to the hospital. So I had to follow the fire truck to the ambulance once they started moving. I went to the hospital. They kept me in a room for almost an hour. My blood pressure started going out. Felt like I was getting ready to have a stroke because they wouldn't come and tell me what to do. They had to put me in a room. I found out I had pneumonia. I don't know what happened to my body, but everything started just going down. Again, my friends showed up. Honestly, I don't know how everybody showed up. A lot of people did show up to the ER for me, but an hour came in, and they came in and they told me they couldn't do anything else for her. And I was in shock because, like, how? This is a seizure. She's had seizures since 16. How could she pass away from this? What are you saying is happening? This can't be real. This can't be real. So that feeling that I had is just that, how? What did y'all do back there? How did y'all give her too much medication? What? How? Nobody dies from a seizure. So nobody could tell me nothing. All they said, they couldn't do anything for her. And I'm still, like I said, I was in shock. I didn't want to live anymore. They were telling me, we had to leave. And I said, I'm not leaving my baby. I need to go back there and be with her. So they brought me back there. I don't know how long I stayed. I just hugged her. I just stayed by her body. But she looked so peaceful, honestly. She looked so peaceful. She looked peaceful, but I couldn't leave her.
Yeah.
And when I felt her, she felt warm. And I said, she can't be dead. She can't be dead because she still feels alive. She still felt like she was still here with me. So, like I said, this has been hard. It is my only child. It's my only child. She talked to me about everything. Every morning I got a call. Every night I got a call. Every afternoon I got a call. If she has to go use the bathroom, she's calling me. If I'm in the bathroom, she's there by me. So to not have that and just have this house so quiet is hard for me. Again, I'm doing this podcast because I know she would want me to move on. But at times I do feel like I don't want to breathe anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why I reached out to y'all, because I know it's going to help. I tried to find counselors, and I don't know if I told y'all that. I don't ask for help. And I tried 3 counselors, and all 3 of them were telling me, I don't want you talking about your child right now. I want you talking about yourself. I want you to figure out, yes. And one, the whole time I'm talking to her, her back is turned or her side, and she's typing away, and she's just going by a list of things that she wants to ask me. And I'm like, this is not helping me. Why can't I talk about my baby? This is the reason I'm calling you for grief.
Yeah.
So this is one of the biggest reasons I'm wanting to do this, is to talk about it, to call her name, because it's hard. It's hard. Because I do feel like I do put it in my head that she's away at college, and that helps me. She's away at college and she's not really gone. So I know I need to get out of that mindset and accept it. So I appreciate y'all being here. I thought I was going to stay, not crying, but thank you for being here for me.
It's okay.
Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing. Thank you for
Yeah.
talking about that too.
This is hard.
Did a
It's
good
hard.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did the loss, honestly, like I've said before, how did the loss feel in your body? Do you feel an emptiness that you feel? How does your body feel with having lost your child, having losing your child? With me, I'm gonna be honest. I told people there's a side of my right side of my stomach. I feel like something was ripped out. I feel an emptiness there that I don't know how to describe to people. And people are looking at me like I'm crazy, but it's just an emptiness is in my stomach that I don't know how to describe. So did anything affect you bodily or mentally or? Yeah.
I just I felt very and I still can feel very like my heart is um it's my heart. Like my heart is sore. It hurts. Like the heart is just like it could be a heaviness.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it in my heart, in my chest.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I can describe it. It's just a heaviness because me like that my son we talked. I don't remember a day when we didn't.
Right.
At school or we text or I text him, you had a good day, good night, and he called and mom, and we had a lot of good laughs and fun. I mean, that was my guy.
Yeah.
Like that was my guy. Like you couldn't have told me I was gonna walk the rest of this life without him. Like that was my guy. And he was entering that stage at 20 where he told me that whole summer, Mom, I'm a man. You gotta, I'm a man now. You and Mike gotta see I'm a man. I was like, do you pay bills? Like what?
All right. No.
I'm a man. But he was. That was his man to see was gonna be on this earth. So like, but yeah, it can just be such a heaviness in my heart
Yeah.
that just and I don't linger on the how it happened.
Yeah.
It's like God won't even let me be concerned with the how. I mean, I know it was a reason it was that way. But I just cry and my heart can hurt because I just miss him and long to see him so much. For him to be here so much and just come through that door to pull in the driveway to just call to text something. Because like you said, to lose somebody who's part of you every day.
Every day. Every day.
My heart. It's my heart.
What about you, Clotia?
It's the same thing. The heart part, I think, my mind, it affects you mentally. I think for a long time I just was in a daze like this can't be real. I think, when I took my grief recovery class, they talked about the stages of grief are not like so like first you're angry, then you're this, then it's acceptance, and then like that's just those are emotions you go through. It's not all cute like that. But I think you just like zone out.
Right.
It's like this light that you led and you've been transported literally and just transported boop, boop, into this other life. And you like, okay, is this real? So I think more so mentally for me, there is this deep longing
Yeah.
just to be with her again. We used to like I would kiss her little because was really light. She used to try to say she was beige, but I said, Chris, Chloe, you like white like a little bit. Look at your emoji. She's like a white girl with braids. Like you white. So I would kiss her ankles. I'll call it the white bone. I say, give me the white bone. And then she'd lift her leg up and I would literally kiss her ankles and all that. We had sounds that we would make.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's better now, but silence. I couldn't take the silence. So it's mentally, I was messed up.
Yeah.
Because when I come through the door, she would say, ooh, like that. And I would say, ooh, like that. And that just meant I'm here. And that meant, I know you here. We just had a different kind of language. So it is it's a longing that not coming back.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, but it's in my soul. Like my soul hurts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I am not built for this. Like in those moments like today, I'm like, I'm not built. I'm not built for this. And then, it is like a wave. It comes and you can feel it when it's getting ready to come. And I promise myself, because people love to tell you, like, it's okay not to be okay. I'm like, I done made my dead daughter. Do you by chance think I need your permission to tell me that it's okay not to be okay?
That part.
That you can feel it coming.
Yeah.
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 And you like, here it comes.
Here it comes.
And I promised myself, I don't care where I was. When it came up, it was gonna come out. And whoever you gonna get these tears. I don't
Yeah.
care who you is.
Yeah.
You gonna get them. Be
Yeah.
uncomfortable. Because it could be your kid.
Yeah.
You know, learn how to live your life like boldly every day. Because the way it happened, like she was okay, then she was in heaven. What?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Wait a minute. What happened?
Yeah.
What?
Right.
And look.
So
Yeah. And
it's just an ache in my soul. It's
yeah.
an ache, and I am hoping that one day, oh my God, hoping that one day it will not ache. I'm like, Lord, please, 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 please. Okay. Aching in my soul, I cannot describe. I'm an English teacher, and I cannot put words on this.
No words.
So I want my child to do what I want. It's just, I cannot. Some days I just want to be away from everybody and everything. Don't look at me. Just let me ache. Just, I gotta ride this ache. You're like, we're gonna come to your house. No, you're not. I have to learn how to sit inside this. I gotta learn how to do this.
Yes.
Only way I'm gonna learn how to do it is just by doing it.
Yes.
I don't care if people think you're so strong. I don't care what they think. I'm like,
Yes.
until you have buried what you birthed, you
Yes.
really can't. You really can't. I don't care if you think I'm being strong, if I'm being weak. Until you bury something you birthed that you carry in your body. That's why I say I'm not built for this. I'm just not. I'm sorry. It hurts so bad.
It does.
We do.
It does.
Yeah.
And my child.
Yeah.
Child. The cat want to go in her room. We having a good day, and then he want to go in her room because he knows he'll be out outside her door. And I open that door up, and it's that empty room. She was a gamer. She wore a cap in the shower. The cap is still on the back of her pink chair. He's like, do not touch it. Don't touch it. Don't have it go in her drawers or anything. People don't see this part. They just see, oh, you're being so strong. I just be want to smack, like, be quiet. If you don't know what to say, just be quiet. I am not being strong. Just surviving.
Yes.
My baby.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I messed up the whole pocket. Just cut it
No,
all
you're
off.
not. No, you're not. Because people have to see the
This
real.
is real. This
People have to
real.
see the real. This is what we
This
go
is
through.
real.
We could laugh. We could. It could
Yeah.
come at any time,
real.
you know. And that's what I'm
It's
saying.
real. That's
A lot of
right.
times we go out. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh my God, how strong you are." They don't see this
We're
side.
not. No,
They
we're
don't
Nope.
see this
not.
side.
No, the
No.
ache.
No.
The ache.
Yep. I
It
just
is.
turned my daughter's phone off, and after a year and a half, 2 years, I didn't want to turn her phone off. Her room, everything is still upstairs. I don't even want to go in her room. I don't want to throw anything away. I don't want, so I get you, but people don't see this
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
don't talk about it because they probably would never understand. So
And we don't show it. Yeah.
that's why I want us to talk. I want people to see that we're not okay. And honestly, a lot of people always like, "How are you doing today?" Just stop asking. Stop, because I'm gonna lie and say I'm okay. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Because if I say I'm bad, well, you're gonna come over here. I don't want you to come over here. You
Yeah.
know, I gotta go through it. Like you said, I gotta go through it. So I don't even know what to tell people what to do for us. Honestly,
Nope.
just be here. Just check on
Yep.
me. Yes, you could check on me, but I gotta go through it. We gotta go through it.
And sometimes I don't think we in the moment know what we want because, like Clotia said, sometimes you just want to be left alone.
Yes.
You just want to be like, let me just walk through this moment. Let me just me and God figure this out.
Yeah.
In some moments, the cost and stuff does help.
It does.
It does help.
It does.
And one thing God told me when I son passed, and I finally came back in the house because it was hard to think to just even walk in here, like that his body was there and he was. So when I finally did come in here, um, I had an aunt show up, and because my mother had walked through this, she was like, and it was 6 in the morning, and I had slept, and who's thinking about sleeping, eating anything? You don't.
You don't.
And she was like, you need to sleep. So, you remember how your mom was, you need to sleep. And I thought, how insensitive to say.
Yeah.
Like, because this is nothing you even know about. Like, thank God. Like,
Yeah.
this is
Right.
nothing you
Yes.
don't know about.
Right.
But when she said that, um, I remember I just had an encounter with God that night like I've never had before.
Mm.
Like, never before, because I was so desperate to know how to move through this, or else I'm gonna lay here and die.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not like I felt like I was gonna take my life, but I definitely was like, I ain't about to live like this.
I didn't want to breathe no more.
Yes. Mm-mm.
I didn't want to breathe no more.
Oh. So I remember that, and I remember God telling me people are gonna say things, and you not to be offended,
Yeah.
because they just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I probably I wouldn't know. So
Yeah.
you're gonna be not offended by stuff people say and that they don't know. And if you have the opportunity, you want to explain, you explain. If you don't want to explain, you don't have to explain.
Yeah. So
So after that, like, my aunt said that one thing, and I remember God telling me that, and after that, it was just like that. What people said was the least of my concern.
yeah.
I was just trying to keep my head together and so now the only thing I had to explain to people is sometimes if I don't answer and they check, and I'm so grateful for it, because my community is so
Good.
I'm so,
Good.
I'm so great.
Yeah.
And so many mothers I talk to don't have it.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful, and they understand if I'm not answering, I'm okay, and I'll send you a text
Yeah.
soon. And they're patient with me with that, because some days you feel like, yep, I'm gonna do this and go and meet with them, and then a moment might hit me like I can't. And they patient with me to, like, if I have to cancel, to say I can't do it.
Yeah.
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 I can't do it. And some people, only a few or two have been upset about something, but I can't even be concerned with that.
Right. So that's what I was going to ask you. Have you lost any friends because of the loss of your child?
Oh,
I'm
yes.
gonna tell you something. No,
No.
but no, I
Mhm.
have I have gained a sisterhood of people who I never wanted to meet for real like this. But
Hey, girl.
but hey,
You too?
Yeah.
but
Okay.
we sisters in this together, and I think I built an even stronger community with them. And then we pick up stuff from each other. But I haven't lost any friends. I haven't, and thank God. Like I said,
Yeah.
that's a
That's good.
blessing. That's not everybody's story. Family's been a blessing. Like, it's just
Yeah.
that's overwhelming to me, because even like his birthday is coming up Wednesday, and I was struggling with what to do, how to keep the legacy alive. Feel like I got to do something. And last year I was just like this, Kate, I can't do nothing. They was like, everything canceled. Okay, just be however you want to do it. And this year I was like, nope, I want to do something. I couldn't think of doing what to do. And then one of his friends had a great idea, and they have just taken it and
That's good.
ran with it. And they like, get in, do, if you want to do this, get this, we got this.
That's,
And I'm just overwhelmingly grateful for that. It's just,
yeah, that's good.
I'm grateful. So that's that part of it is thank God it's not my
That's good.
story.
Well, I know I've lost friends, and to this point, I still don't know how. Not friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, friends. I've lost one or two friends, and to this day, I don't know why. Because these first couple weeks, months when people are planning funeral, you're out of it. When I say I am thankful for the community that came around me, once that happened, I saw people I hadn't seen in years. People came, we never wanted for food. My house was
Yeah.
packed. It was a
Yeah.
lot going on. And when I say my hands were like this, they took care of everything.
Yeah.
But I don't know the friends that I lost, the reason why. I don't know if something happened between the people who were trying to plan the wedding, wow. The funeral, I don't know. But to me, at that point, I thought people would have been surrounding me, especially the closest friends that I lost. Like, how could you leave me at this point when I really need you, you know? And especially I didn't do anything to you. But again, they have to understand once you lose your child, there's nothing nobody could
Come
do.
on, come on.
When
And
I
no,
say there's no care, I don't feel anything. Because once you lost your child, you're like, whatever.
what else? You can't take
What else
nothing
can
from
I
us.
lose? And, and
Mm-mm.
and that's the sad part. But I mean,
That's right.
it's
That's
life.
real.
It's real. And I'm just keep on moving. No cares in the world. And before I probably wouldn't have said that because I would care about people's feelings.
Yeah, but
At
that's
this
real.
point, this is so real. Not even a little bit.
That's real.
It
That's
grows
real.
you up so quickly as far as what really matters.
Mhm.
I think it gave me like laser focus
Yes.
as to what really matters, baby. It went from this to this
Yes.
to this
Yes.
in a
Mhm.
Yes.
sweet way. But yeah, I've lost
Yeah.
friends. Like you said, you be wondering, like, friends? What?
Yeah.
One thing that I've noticed is two kind of people. Some
Mm.
people who didn't know what to say.
Mm.
Um, and so what I did, and my therapist said I did a good job of just letting people know how I felt and just saying I felt like you should have been there. Like you and I were friends. I'm not sure why I haven't heard from you. And it worked pretty well. I only had like one girl who was like, "Oh no, I'm sorry, I was giving you space." I ain't heard from her again since. So I'm like,
Mm.
okay, cool, 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 cool. And like Kendra, it's like, I'm like, okay, God, I want to have a clean heart. Even in this, when I would be justified by any other means to like go off on people and be rude and be mean, I'm like, I don't want to do that because that ain't doing nothing but compounding the problem
Mm.
and hurting the process. So I had to accept people for where they were.
Yeah.
And what I noticed is that people did not know how to navigate spaces with me because they were
Yes.
feeling what they were feeling. It's like, how could you be so strong? Like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Like, and they were mad at God. Like, they were wigging out, like, this is so unfair. And because it's just easier not to be around me than to be around me and have to navigate all those questions in their minds, the relationships dissolved. And so what I said was, I'm not trying to take on anybody else's stuff. I got enough with grief.
That's
Grief is enough. And
yeah.
so if that means some end to some relationships, I walk in forgiveness, cool, deuces, goodbye, it's okay. And I just did not take it personally, but some people just couldn't handle it. And I'm okay with that.
That's good.
I got other stuff that I'm carrying. I'm not going to carry people
Right.
to
Was
be in relationships they don't want to be in.
no, that's true.
That's real.
That's real. Was there anything that people said to you that just hurt your feeling? Starting off, like example, a friend of mine, I don't know what she was thinking, and she's probably gonna listen to the podcast, but we spoke about it before. She said, "You must be relieved." And I said, "Excuse me, what do you mean?" But I couldn't even talk. Again, she apologized afterwards. But for somebody to say that to a person who just lost their child, that was
And
so hurtful.
and you probably couldn't even hear if she did respond. You
I
probably
don't
just
know what
saw
she
red,
said.
like,
I,
what?
yeah,
I'm so interested in where she got that
I
from.
don't know where she got that from.
Give me her number. Girl, what was you told her she
Yeah,
was Beverly. Why you say that?
right,
I just want to know.
right. And the words like "you'll get over it," things like that. You'll get over it. And I was like, what? Did anybody say anything to you that was just hurtful?
Not hurtful. Another lady who had lost her son, he was in a coma for some months while she was being ordained as a pastor and everything. So she had to navigate those two things.
Mm-hmm.
She told me simply, she's like, you know what, Flo, for some people, you being okay, that's not going to be good. So when you crying, they say, oh, it's okay, you're going to see her again, they're going to say stuff. When you're not, they're going to say, oh, it's okay to be strong. She's like, you're never going to be able to grieve right for everybody. Just do you.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was like night one when she told me that. So whatever somebody said or didn't say, and people for the most part weren't rude, saying weird things, just like, they say the old colloquialism, God needed another angel, all that goofy stuff that I ain't never
Yeah.
read in the Bible. I'm like, shit, I ain't know that she became an angel when she left. What do you need her up there for? What, to do the dishes? Like, what? To what? Like, to
Right.
take tests, to like be in school? Like, what did he need her for? But because of what she told me, it filtered in and out. I'm like, I don't have time. I'm
Yeah.
carrying too much already.
That's
I'm just not going to give you space for the
true.
foolishness
Yeah.
because I'm going to go off on you. And what I told God,
Mhm.
keep fools away from me
Yeah.
because I'm going to say something that they're not going to like. So I want a clean heart. I'm going to work this process. But on your part, keep stupid people away from me.
Yeah.
And he did.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
that's good.
Man, that's
He
real.
did. Because I knew it
That's
wasn't going to
real.
be pretty. Because
Yeah.
this tongue right here, and I'm in pain. Are you out your mind? So
Yeah.
I just asked him, keep dumb people away from me.
Right. No, that's
And
good.
he honored my request.
That's good. And has the loss made you act different towards your other kids now? How do you love different? Do you change how you love? How do you navigate life now after that loss?
Ooh, okay, Kendra, you go. Because that's a whole situation.
So I have a 16-year-old daughter who their birthdays are 5 years and 1 week apart. So her birthday was 7 days after his. So it was important for me to also and while I'm grieving a child, to celebrate a child.
Mm-hmm.
And it was important for me to do that for her. Like he was, his services were that Saturday, and then that Sunday was her birthday, and it was important for us to go out and you be celebrated, and you have time, and we laugh around you, and but also she was the same age my brother was when we lost my brother, and it was just so many parallels, and so I'm a sister who lost a brother as well, so I was just kind of it did change.
Yeah.
It did change. Watch her very closely, very protective. She's starting to drive, and I was like, Lord, keep me from not parenting, out of fear.
Yeah.
And wanting to go places by herself, and just, it had me first in the I really had to pray, like, Lord, let me not, because I don't want to instill this fear in her. Let me not, but very protective, and just watchful while I'm trying to grieve as well. And this, before my son was killed, like in May, he had a car accident and totaled his car. And like a car on the freeway was stopped in front of him. And he had to slam on brakes, but he couldn't get on either side because cars were coming. Walked away with that, just scratches. After that, because I remember he called me, I was in the grocery store, and he was so calm, like he was like, I'm good, but the car. When I got there and saw that car smashed like it was, I couldn't do nothing but hug him. Like, but you, and even 911, I mean, everybody was like, he is blessed to be alive. So after that, I had a postcard at the door. And we always had a prayer, and said a prayer and checked in with them and stuff. So he had a prayer that he always had to say. And I was like, I'm gonna pass this down to my daughter before she drives. But you also prepare your sons for the police.
Yeah.
Here's what you do. I had that whole little conversation we having, that whole little prayer. That was my concern. I wasn't concerned about a peer hurting them. Because where would he go to that? But the police, let me make sure he's good. And then he went to his friends, like this was the end of May, the end of June. He went with his friends, and they were riding to get McDonald's. Some kids ran a light, smacked into him, spun around and totaled that car. He had some little scratches. That's 2 and 2 months. So we were like, this, you got to be careful. Like, what's going on? You got to be careful. And then this was in August.
Wow.
So yeah, it had me like, yeah, really kind of watchful for her, protective. I didn't care if she ever drove. I was willing to drive her around everywhere she was.
Yeah, right,
So
right,
you don't
right.
have to never drive.
Right, right.
You don't have to never leave here. You don't want to work, don't work. Stay
Exactly.
here.
That's out
But
there.
I just had to really pray, like, Lord, I can't be in fear like this. I can't, I gotta trust you. Um, but it made me definitely more like,
Yeah.
especially because she's 16. I don't want to go far to school. I don't honestly, but I also want her to live her life, and I'm trying to show her an example with me how, you know, God is good, and we make a daily choice to move forward, or
Yeah.
minute by minute, second by second sometimes. But and what we're gonna do with this, whether we let it take us over, or whether we push for our babies,
Yeah.
for Kyle, for Naya, for Chloe to make the best on this, because we want to meet them, and they be like, after God, Jesus say, well, they say, well
Well
done,
done.
good job,
Yeah.
you did a good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it definitely makes the parenting for me, a little thicker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm, I think, and this is interesting. We all have different perspectives because that was your only child,
Yeah.
and you
Mhm.
got one, and it's the parallels and things like that. And I have adult children, and so I realized that I had to grieve mothering. So I got me some plants, because I miss mothering, because I feel like I mothered Chloe well. Like I had made some mistakes with my other three and was just trying to do it right this time. So I
Mhm.
miss being her mom. I
Yeah.
really miss being her mom. And so it's brought me closer to my other kids, but in a way where I understand I can't mother them though,
Yeah.
because they are adults. So I can be like their mentor, their advisor, but I have to be careful not to mother them.
Yeah.
So it just brought an awareness that that's your grief flow. And so figure out a different way, but don't smother them because they are adults.
Right.
And
Right. You,
yeah.
you know what, Kendra, it's so funny how parallel our lives are going, because I told you I lost my brother as well. Everything
Mm,
he was 23. I lost my brother, he was 23. My daughter passed at 23. So the same thing. She got in a car accident. If you saw that car, it was total. They had to cut her out, and all she had was scratches on her face. Yes, she did go to the ER, but all she had was scratches, no broken bones, no nothing.
Yep.
And when they saw it, they're like, how did she walk away from that? And to walk away from that to come to this. And hearing her friends talk, this is what she's always been scared to die from.
mm,
Mhm.
So a lot of times I've always told people the words that you say, so she's spoken about. Sometimes you say things out of your mouth. We have to be careful. But I guess she used to tell her friends a lot. She didn't want to pass from that.
mm.
And so it was just sad to hear some of the things that, she told her friends, but yeah, okay, but let me move on. Oh Lord. What message would you tell a mom now that has lost a child? What message could you give to them to try to navigate what we're going through? It's hard because
Yeah. So many messages. I think the biggest thing is to show yourself grace in the process, because it is not clean cut.
Mhm.
Whether you're a believer or not, whether you and we grieve. We grieve differently because I don't know what I would do without my faith, without knowing for sure that I'm going to see Chloe again. I think I would be definitely ziggity boo.
Mhm.
So God makes the grieving process easier,
Yeah.
but you still will not. But and you have to show yourself grace because it's not clean. It is not. It's dirty, just like any type of healing. It's
Yeah.
dirty.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable. Surround yourself with people who understand, because you will need that tribe and reach out
That
to
part.
them. Some days I want to cry alone. Some days I reach for the phone because I need a voice to bring me back. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, I feel like I'm not going to be able to stop crying. Like this morning, I'm like, I feel like I'm not going to be able to stop crying. So
Right.
I'm like, who can I call to be like that, to send it out like, oh, it's okay, Chloe. Even if it's just it's okay, Chloe. It's never like, stop crying, what's wrong? Just like, let it out. But it's still that voice that gets me back centered.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
showing yourself grace, never lose your faith. Please don't curse God. Please never lose your faith. Make sure you have people around you who will allow you to grieve in your way.
Yeah.
and just know that every day it gets a little better. I don't cry as much or as long
Mhm.
as I did. And people will say, well, you shouldn't judge that. I'm not judging. Just for me, I'm just trying to gauge my progress in the process.
Mhm.
Like, are like day one where you couldn't believe it, you crying, howling and crying. I'm like, okay, I'm navigating the process because I know that's what Chloe would want. She
Yeah.
was the kind of person, she'd be like, Ma, I'm cool up here. I don't know what you cry for.
Yeah, yeah,
So just those different things that I think would be helpful for a mom.
yeah.
Did you want to say, Heather?
No, go ahead first. Mhm.
I would say, too, that there is no formula for this. Like, plenty of people will tell you, do this, do that, don't do this, do that. Here's this, and have encouraging words and everything. But there is no form. I believe, like, there is um, even though we may share some similarities in how we handle it, there is something that works primarily for you
Mhm.
and something for you. So what worked for me, and I always share this just because it worked for me, and I tell them that this worked for me. And this happened with definitely with my encounter in God, was to find something to be grateful for.
Mm.
And that's so hard. And you can't like tell a mom like who's in the middle of and you feeling like your heart is, because nobody could have walked up to me and said, well, we got to be grateful. Couldn't have told me. So it was just a moment between me and God, because I was so stuck in the what I was losing. I would never see him graduate college. I wanted to see him have a family. I wanted to gift him this house, and I
Yeah.
wasn't going to do this and that. I wasn't going to be able to, see him do this. And this was my only son, and he was my oldest, and he was supposed to be the protector of his sister. And now he won't be at her graduation. It was just so many things that were not, that God spoke to me. But it's so much to be grateful for. Your son was not the shooter.
Mm.
You could have raised a son that was a shooter, but
Yeah.
that's not who I gave you. I
Mm.
gave you the most peaceful son. I mean, and sympathetic, empathetic, and loving and caring son around who got a chance to live out a dream of playing college basketball that only not many get to do that. Like, it was just so many things God started dropping in my spirit for me to turn around and be grateful for as a mother. So I didn't sit there and lose myself into what I was not gonna have, but to look at the things that I did have. He never caused me no problems. I never had to tell him to do work. It's not a negative thing somebody could say about him. What I mean, it was just so many things that he showed me to be grateful for. And now I just carry that with me when things get like, I'd be like, but you got a chance to make an impact and do something. You get, so be grateful. So that has been my help, and I share that from my perspective, that helps me even in my sad moments. And it's like, to just, like, God, you're so good. I think about the people who wrap themselves around me, the support I have, the friends that he has who looks out for his sister. It just, if even though this is like the most traumatic thing and so overwhelming, because our kids were so important to us, still in it is things that we can find to be grateful for, and that has been my saving grace. It has.
I might have to take that, but it's hard to think about that.
It is.
It's
It
hard.
is.
It's hard to
It
think.
is.
Yeah. And even what you said, don't curse God. I didn't curse God, but it's hard. And I asked why? Why am
And
I
he
the
can
only
handle that.
one?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
He
Mm-hmm.
can handle
I'm
that.
the
Mm-hmm.
only one. She's doing so well. She's getting so much better. She's
You can
starting
ask
life.
him that.
There's no grandkids. She would never, my legacy's done. You get what I'm saying? Why do that to her? Why her? You
Yeah.
know, why make her struggle in this little 23 years of life? Why? Even listening to church songs sometimes, I have to shut it off. There's a song that said, He's never failed me. I can't sing that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't sing that
Mm-hmm.
song because I don't believe that. So how?
Yeah, it's okay. That's honest. And that's
That's
all he
real.
wants.
That's
Yep.
real.
That's all he
That's
wanted was
real.
real.
Yeah, so I'm not, again, not cursing, but why?
That's
Mm-hmm.
real.
And I'm singing a song, He's Never Failed. You know, it's a lie. I feel like I have been failed.
Yeah.
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 Like I said, only thing I could tell a parent going through this, we're here for you. If you need to
Yes.
reach out to us, just reach out and
That's
talk
right.
and cry
That's
and
right.
do whatever, you know?
That's right.
And it's okay to feel, it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel what you're feeling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just know that we're here. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know. Because again, I'm still on my healing journey. I'm
We
still,
all
We
are.
all
we
We
are.
all
all
are.
are. This is forever.
We
I mean,
all
this is
are. Yeah,
forever.
Forever.
yeah.
This is forever. And I think
Yeah.
sharing the pieces that help. The other thing I said, and this was a hard horse pill to swallow. But it was one thing God said to me too was because you think like, okay, your kids are supposed to bury you,
Yes.
supposed to live and see them and do all of this.
Yeah.
And I remember just God speaking to me like, who told you that
Mm,
that was the
Mm.
way?
mm,
And how do we get so entitled that we expect things to happen and
mm,
not happen?
mm,
Who are we?
mm.
If the ultimate, I'm telling you, this started me to like looking up, like, let me see what happened, what Mary did after
That's
Jesus. Let me
true.
see what she did. You don't hear too much.
Mm.
You
That's
don't
true.
hear too much, and you don't see too much. She was off the grid
That's true.
Mm.
because this is
Yeah.
so you don't see like they after Jesus, Mary went on to create. No, you don't see none of
I
that.
don't see none of that.
I don't know here.
Wow.
I ain't found nothing.
That's
And
deep.
this is enough to take you out, but it's also like God dealt with me about like if this could happen, like with my son, like who are we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who are we? And that's like nobody could have walked up and told me that, not in this grief and
Yeah.
grief. This is some things that God had to tell me in my private moments when I talk to him, just like you said, had to like I don't like
Yeah. Yeah.
you gonna have to help like for real.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know that was my guy. Like
Yeah.
you know where we were.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, and he will help you. That honest conversation, laying in that bed, like that helps me so much. I just talk to him.
That's true.
Like all those kids walked away, and I wouldn't have wished this on none of them. I'm not
Yes.
saying that,
Yeah.
but why
Mhm.
couldn't he?
Yeah.
And then sometimes
Mm.
I had to be like, but did you want him in the wheelchair? And you have to take care of him forever, like anything. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
No,
Yeah.
but that's honest.
He wouldn't even want me to live like that. He
No.
wouldn't.
Oh, okay. I got
No. And that's what I was saying too, Kendra, with Chloe. That time that she went away, and I want to clarify something else I said. The time that she coded, I believe they had a conversation. She like, if I'm not gonna be able to use my creativity, I can just come with you for
you.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because her not being able to, that was her thing, her brain, her intelligence. She was so creative. I found a big old piece of paper. She used to play with roadblocks. She gave every roadblock, the little bitty midget thing, a name, a persona, characteristics on a little piece of
Yeah.
paper, creativity off the charts. No way. And I'm like, now she with him and using all kind of creativity. I'm like, oh my
Right.
goodness.
Right.
And so, like Kendra said, with maybe me saying don't curse God, I want to rephrase that. I want to say just know that God is there.
Yes. Yeah.
Because some people might.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to think like, oh, I cursed God, I was wrong. You might.
Yeah.
He don't want whatever it is, he just want honesty.
Right. Right.
So just know that he is there, even though, and the weird thing is, and I want to share this before we leave. So that same weekend, her godmother's brother, who was 68 years old, passed away.
Mm.
He was dead for an hour. They had written him off, getting ready to take him to the morgue. Do you know that man rose up off that table and scared the living bejesus out of everybody that same weekend? And immediately I reconciled in my heart. He is the God of grace and the God of grief. For some reason, I don't get, like Kendra said, I don't get to say, she was 15, her life, she was still young, and how he's 68. And
Yeah.
because I had spent time with God, building my relationship with him. I don't know why, because his thoughts are above ours.
Yeah.
I don't know why this man was 68 years old, rose up off the table after being dead 1 hour.
How?
They told him you were gonna have to be on dialysis. Baby, that man got married 2 weeks later. Ain't nothing wrong with him. 68 years old. That same weekend that Chloe passed.
Wow.
I can't look. I can't what they say. I can't check it, can't clock it. Okay, we gotta figure out what they say. I can't call it. I can't call it.
I can't call it.
Baby, I can't call that.
Yeah,
But in my mind, I have made certain things definite in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably never going to know why she is with God and he is with us
Yeah.
at 68 years old and she's 15, forever 15.
Yeah.
And so when my friend's like, how do you do it? I said, because I am not going to use my finite mind to try to figure out an infinite God. I will drive myself crazy. Like, as smart as I think I am,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not smart enough to understand why this happened. That it's probably people out of all of our situations that are getting their lives together, families that have been reconciled, things that we don't see. Is like a ripple in the pond. We don't know what good, and I know this is a lie, but this is the truth. We don't know what good our children's passing has done in this world.
That's true.
You can't tell me that they just died just because God, like, oh, I fell asleep. Oh my goodness, what happened? No, this was all worked into the plan. Whether we think it's the devil, whoever it was,
Right.
he is so good and so wonderful
Right.
that there is some good that we don't know. We're not gonna know all of it. That came from our children no longer being with us,
Yeah.
from their life, from their legacy. It's some good.
Yeah.
And I just believe that that's one thing I just refuse not to believe.
That's true.
There is some good that has come from this. And we carry that like, and it just gets, well, we can lean into that a little bit more every day. But there's some good that came from our children passing away.
I believe it. I believe it.
Somewhere there's some good that has happened
I
because,
believe it.
and we've been picked.
Yeah.
I don't like the picking,
I
but
know, right? I know.
our children were not here just in vain. Like, it's some good that came from this that we do not know.
That's true. So, like you said, there is a positive in things because for me to even do this, it is hard, but I know it's healing for us, it's healing for me, and it's going to be healing for other people. So, this is another question. What do you think you're doing to continue your child's legacy? Because this is something that she wanted to do. She wanted to do a podcast with me to do the child's or the younger person's perspective and the adult's perspective. And I stopped this podcast over 2 years because I couldn't go forward, but I know she wanted to do it. So this is the reason I'm pushing forward to doing it, just getting my voice out there, to keep her legacy going, for me to continue calling her name, you know?
Yeah.
So what are y'all doing anything to continue your baby's legacies?
Kendra is.
You said Kendra
I'm
is?
still I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
For her birthday,
You
I
are?
want to do. I think I want to do a scholarship fund, which sounds so apropos, but that was Chloe. She was so, and I think I just want the recipients to be students who are different, you know, maybe learning foreign languages, like, because she was so young. I'm still seeking how can I make sure that she's not forgotten. But she was a big part of the children's ministry at church. So I think I want to do some kind of scholarship fund, maybe on her birthday, have a game night, because we love playing games and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm still really kind of thinking about that. I want it to be meaningful, though.
That's good. How about you?
And I want to say this because I know people will watch, and to moms who watch, sometimes just it's that pressure of what you're gonna do, what you're gonna create this, create that. Just sometimes living,
Yes,
and still being here and being good is
of course.
it's your child's legacy is
Mm-hmm.
enough,
That's true.
and you can do that. You don't have to go out and do something. You know the name, you say the name, you keep the name alive, and you in your circle, and let that be that. You don't have to like try to compare or do something. Because I know I struggle with my son passed, like his business, because he definitely like, oh, I should open up that wasn't my area. Tennis shoes was not my area. I don't know nothing about that.
You said that was my area.
I know.
Oh,
That's not my
daughter
calling.
was like, she was like, our mama keep it up for him, and we ain't know nothing. You don't either. You don't know nothing. Like, Mm-mm. Like, she has the lash business. I said, if you would have passed, he wasn't about to do no lashes. So you ain't got to do
Kendra, I know
Why?
her.
for real. So let's
Why?
just be honest and be.
That's
So
true though.
I really struggled with, like, I don't know, but I knew God wanted me to do something with this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it was something for me to do. So I feel like really my biggest give back is I decided to go back into a school and be a principal in a neighborhood where there's a lot of violence, where they lose kids every year.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wanted to be
It's okay.
It's okay.
I really wanted to talk to kids who do this to families and
Mm.
to help them not do this.
Mm.
And
Ooh.
not even just tell my son's story, but live out the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I went to a school that violence, and it was, not a good school and all of that. And just
She's doing
organic.
she's an awesome principal, not just because she's my friend. But you're just an awesome person.
This is just
Funny, but
God. This is
assertive,
just
turning the
was God
school
for real.
around.
Oh,
It's been
really?
incredible.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
This was God for real, and he just organically. I just started calling the school Peaceful Glenville.
Mm.
That was just organic, and the kids call it that. And this was the first year they said they didn't have to lay a gown in place of somebody who was killed.
Come
For
on.
Ooh, really?
We didn't have anybody shot or killed this year at all.
Good job, man.
I started that school. This is the guy be the girl. I just started the school with a bullet hole right through the window where I had to walk every day.
Oh, wow.
And but nobody was shot, nobody passed
Mm.
away. And I think that is
Mm.
the biggest. This because my son always said, "Ma, you better in the building. You better in the building. You should stay a principal. You better in the building."
Mm.
And I get to, because I don't get to go to his basketball games, I get to go to theirs.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering, now what you gonna do basketball season? So I get to go to theirs, and everything that I can't do for my son now, I can do for them here. And that's
Good.
the biggest thing. We're gonna do a Wednesday. We're gonna do a trying to incorporate everything he loved. So we're gonna do like a back to school thing, give away supplies. It'll be guys doing haircuts.
Take
and
some
we'll
pictures.
I will. We'll grill
Yeah,
hot
take
dogs
pictures.
and we'll raffle off some of the tennis shoes that he has, and we're doing
Aw.
everything but a basketball game. Now, we
Yeah.
added that to the mix. That would be his whole life, his whole
Yeah.
world, right there. But we're gonna do that. And
That's
then I'm just
good.
gonna talk to kids about who come just about living a good, peaceful life, not being quick to be offended, because that offense has cost lives. And just think about how many hurt families, and I'm sick of seeing the necklaces with the picture on them with the angel wings. Sick of it.
I know.
Tired of it. We don't have to do that. So let's wear them with graduation caps and other things on there. So that's my give back for my son.
That's good.
Mhm.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's good.
The one thing that I do a little bit is I keep in touch with her friends, and I know that would not. One young lady in particular, she comes and hugs me, and I'm like, I'm gonna give you Chloe's devotional. So I made this kind of special bond with 2 or 3 of her really close friends, and I'm like, y'all, I'm gonna be with y'all forever. So when Kendra said that reminded me of that, and they text me, I just want to see if you're okay, Miss Mac. And
Yeah.
I love that because it's like me kind of holding on to a piece of her, and they send me pictures of them that they had taken. So yeah, and Kendra, I love what you said about that it don't have to be big. I think that's going to help some mothers
That's
that
gonna be
feel
good.
pressure.
Yeah,
Thank
don't
you for
feel that
saying that.
pressure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Gonna be
Thank you
good.
for saying
Yeah, I
that.
love that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you just fix a little meal, or a little piece of cake that they like. However it don't have to be.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, that was good. Like for my daughter, honestly, on the 23rd, when her birthday, I just asked my family to light a candle and do some prayers and reflect on themselves.
That's
Mm.
good.
So it's not even reflect on her, it's reflect on yourself.
That's
What did you do this
Mm.
year to fix
That's
yourself
good.
and to move
That's good.
forward? So every
That's good.
birthday,
That's that good that's coming from this.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
because
that
you have
good.
to, yeah. And like I
That's
told
that
her,
good.
when it comes to family, you got to get close. You got to live for today. You can't hold grudges. You can't do nothing. You just what are you
That's
doing
right.
every year to grow, so
That's right.
I try to continue that.
That's right.
We're gonna be
That's
all right,
good.
y'all.
We're gonna be
We're
good.
gonna be all right. I'm
be
sorry,
all
but I think I stopped you from another question you asked.
No, so the last question, moving forward with grief, what do you want people to know about grief and how it affects you and how they can navigate around it? Even though some of the ways we already said some things, but
Mhm.
but what would you tell them about grief, about grieving?
I think I say everybody's process is unique,
Yeah,
and it's unique, but it's not cookie cutter.
yeah,
And you have to do what you feel works for you within a healthy realm, and making sure you have people around you.
hmm
Because some of my friends, I'm like, you need to go to grief counseling. Like, you need that. And so
yeah,
you could say stuff like, oh, it's just my process. I'm just going to navigate the way I do. It's like, it's some grief counseling to help give you those tools.
right,
So I would just say it's unique. It's not clean, but
yeah,
it's doable.
yeah,
It really is doable, moment by moment. It's doable. You
right,
will not die.
yeah,
You will not die.
yes.
You won't.
So
You tell them, yeah, it's a you make a choice.
yeah,
You really make a choice not to die and to live. It's a choice.
mm,
Um, and sometimes you may feel like you don't have a choice or feel like it's hard to pull yourself out of, but that's when God will send somebody to call
yes,
or to do those little things that you whatever you needed at that moment, because he knows suffering, he knows what we feel. He knows all of that, but that they're not alone.
yeah,
Not alone. I don't know how, and I don't even want to know. It's hard to make it through this without God. I do believe.
that's true.
I do believe that He makes it. Not that you won't have moments, or not that you won't have times, or not that, but I know that He makes it easier.
Yeah,
Know that it's not as bad as it could be.
hmm
And I'm not as worse off as I could be. But just having them, I'd rather walk this with them than without them.
God knew that I probably wouldn't have been able to handle it without that person calling me every day and us talking. And so sometimes you need somebody like that even if it's not talking about the grieving, it's talking, it's being there for you on an everyday basis and staying
Yeah.
consistent. So
Mm-hmm.
that was good. But one thing I do want to talk about with grief, I want to let people know I will never be the same Heather that I was before. I
That's
don't
right.
think you will ever be the same person
That's right.
before. And I want them to understand that. So don't
That's
expect
right.
the same thing. Don't expect the same nice person like you were saying, Lutia. We're different. And they just have to understand that and just move with it. Either
Yeah.
move with it or move out.
That's right.
So, but
Yeah.
so I
That's
really
good.
appreciate y'all though, man. This is good. This was good.
This was
It was
good.
Good. I really
Thank you.
appreciate
Thank
y'all.
you for the
Yeah, thank
opportunity.
you for
No,
being
and we definitely
courageous.